Today is a full listing day for my print on demand businesses. I want to walk you through my entire workflow, keyword research, design, listing images, going through all of the steps truly from A to Z. And I'm not exactly sure how many products I'm going to list today. I'm always focused on quality over quantity, but you'll be along with me for the ride. I'll let you know how many listings I end up creating by the end of this video, and hopefully seeing my process can inspire yours and maybe get some creative juices flowing for you to maybe follow along. I think it'd be really fun if maybe you are listing as you're watching this video. Maybe you have it in the background and we're kind of like working together, so to speak. Before I get listing today, I want to just do a quick walkthrough of my listing process and what it looks like. For me, it always starts with keyword research. This is by far the most important step, and it is most importantly the first step. The reason being is I have this phrase that I love to share with my students, and it is that it is easier to create a design for SEO than it is to create SEO for a design. This is where I went critically wrong when I first started with print on demand. I immediately started designing, and then I would later try to figure out what keywords I could use for the design. This led to me picking low quality keywords that were not highly relevant to what I created because I was just scraping the barrel. I was kind of desperate to find a keyword. I didn't want the design that I created to go to waste, so I just found anything that I felt was relatively close and then added into my title and tags, where I made a pivot and found the most incremental difference in my results is when I started doing my keyword research first. Which brings us to the second step of my process, which is design research and then creating a design. Now, I'm mentioning these two kind of in tandem. Today, I'm not going to be doing a ton of design research, but as a beginner, this is something that I spent a lot of time doing. Creating a design that is aesthetically pleasing, is on trend, is going to have potential to sell simply comes from your creative muscle in your mind for creating designs. And that is a muscle that you truly have to work and exercise in order for it to gain strength. If you're going to create designs right now and you're just staring at a blank canvas and you have no idea what to do, you, my friend, need to do more design research. Now, the fortunate thing is that when you're doing this, this does compound with time. So as you are doing more design research, you are going to start kind of having this like mental library of all of the different design components, fonts, color palettes, all of these different elements that seem to do really well together. You're going to have stored in a little portion of your brain that you will subconsciously be able to pull from as you create designs in the future. What I then typically jump into after keyword research and design research is then jumping into actually creating that design. So essentially, I have the blueprint already determined for what I'm going to be creating that is established from proven search volume and proven demand, which is ultimately going to give me the best opportunity to actually see sales and actually see results. From there, after I create a design, I am going to create my listing images. I do all of this off of a listing template. I will show you exactly what that looks like. This streamlines my efficiency and makes it so much easier to have cohesiveness and just a really great professional quality listing. The last step is creating the product in Printify and then publishing it over to Etsy, where I upload those listing images that I've already created. Everything's done for me. I have my keywords, I have my design, I have my images. It is truly just like a plug and play after that point. And then I'm able to go on to the next listing and go and create and create and create. Today, with my approach, I am going to be batching certain portions of this process, but that's not necessarily always how I have done it. And depending on the phase that you're actually in with your print on demand business is going to determine how you go through this listing workflow. If you are under 100 sales, your focus should not be on mass listing. Instead, it should be on mastering the process first. Mastering processes is going to lead you to results. Focusing on results is not going to streamline your processes or or make them more efficient or better. This is something that I teach in the plan phase of my program, Plan Scale Profit. And what this breaks down to is what I like to call the rule of 5 1s. This is a business strategy that I've kind of modified and adapted to make it make sense for print on demand. And I swear by it. It is the ultimate hack to getting your first 100 sales if you follow it to a T. The rule of 5 1s consists of focusing on one product type, having one research session daily. This contributes into keyword research as well as design research, focusing on one in-demand niche and building that niche out thoroughly, focusing on one listing a day, all with one goal in mind, and that is to reach your first 100 sales. There is a method behind my madness and why this works so well. It allows you to collect really clean data as to what is and what isn't working in your shop. I find that so many new print on demand sellers are a mile wide and an inch deep, and they are targeting so many different product types, so many different niches, and they are just truly all over the place. I think of it theoretically like you are casting out a huge, large net and fishing in a pond with that large net. Yes, you might catch some fish, but if your net broke and you had to come back in and the only tool available was a fishing rod, you would not necessarily have the strategy and implementation to precisely go out and fish. Do you like my fishing motions here? You would not have the strategy and implementation and iteration to go out and fish and directly find the fish that you are looking to catch because you don't really know how you even stumbled upon the other ones to begin with. I hope that this analogy makes sense. It makes sense in my brain. Let me know if it makes sense to you as well. Once you hit 100 plus sales, this is where it makes sense to really start maximizing your output. And this is what I then consider the scale phase. The scale phase for me includes adding new products into my shops and diving into more niches and exploring new opportunities with my business. But I found the most effective way to make the scale phase really work is by having such a concrete plan phase. So my workflow today is going to be more scale phase oriented because that is the workflow that makes sense for where I am at in both of my print on demand shops. I already do have a couple different keywords that I'm interested in targeting today. I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into something that I'm pursuing right now. So I am focusing on actually creating listings for my second shop that I created. Let me just give you a little bit of a backstory on some of my shop information. My first shop is what I consider my more product specific general shop. I primarily sell apparel in that shop. And with that shop, I target tons of different niches. I will say it's kind of been on autopilot to some regard where I'm not actively listing a ton in it. But because of the listings and the momentum that I've built in that shop, it is kind of allowing me to take a little bit of a back seat in it, which is really nice. And it's allowed me to pour more time into my second shop. So backstory there, that shop is a different strategy. It is what I consider more of a niche specific shop. It is centered around events. So we're talking like life events, graduation, birthday parties, bridal showers, baby showers, which that is what I want to focus on today. I don't normally share things like that, but I just think it would make the most sense to kind of walk through this entire process. So I'm going to fill out the rest of the keywords that I want to use for this niche and just get a little bit more insight. I generally start my keyword research on eRank. That's usually where I find kind of my introduction to certain niches. And then on Etsy with Every is where I really build out the keywords that I'm using. So I'm going to just start by typing in baby shower sign. Immediately what's popping up, I see the keyword baby shower signage, baby shower sign. It seems like the most popular keyword that's being searched for is baby shower sign. That has over 4,000 monthly searches, where baby shower signage only has about 400 monthly searches. I'm not completely opposed to that, but I just want to make a note that baby shower sign has more monthly searches than baby shower signage. I like to put my keywords into buckets. kind of based off of the demand, the search volume, and just keeps me organized to what I'm wanting to prioritize. Bucket one, I am going to put baby shower sign. And then I'm going to add into bucket two, we'll say baby shower signage. I'm going to just quickly dive into some specific listings in this niche and see if I find any other keywords, and I'll let you know what I find. All right, I have a decent list here, enough that I feel comfortable with for creating an actual listing for this niche. Some of the keywords that I found, we have baby shower sign, you guys saw that. I also added, you'll see these numbers next to them. I was writing down just the search volume associated with each of them. So baby shower sign, baby shower welcome sign, baby shower party decorations. I didn't write the search volume for that. I'm not sure why, I probably just forgot. Bucket two, we have baby shower signage, blue baby shower welcome sign, boy baby shower welcome sign, welcome poster that I thought was interesting. It's a little bit more vague and lower in search volume. And then we also have baby boy welcome sign, cowboy hat. I feel like this gives me a little bit more insight to some design ideas that I could include. So overall, the direction that I feel these keywords are giving me is to create something specifically geared towards boy baby showers. And I think I'm going to bring a little bit of the cowboy element to it. I think that makes for a really good theme, and I have a couple ideas up my sleeve. One of my favorite uses in Kittl is their templates. I absolutely love starting with a template, and that's what I'm going to do for one of the designs that I create today. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to just type in sign and get an idea of what options that they have. What I'm looking for is not something that I'm going to use exactly as is. I like to just find some things that inspire me, such as the layout of a template or maybe certain font styles that are being used in a template. When I create something from a template, it really ends up looking a lot different, and I would encourage anybody else to do the same, because if everybody's using the same template, then it ends up that everybody has the same thing. So not really the most effective way of standing out. This template right here is standing out to me. I like this because I'm imagining, as I'm looking at this, where there's the cherries, I'm imagining some type of graphic that might be related to the niche. So maybe we could do like a cowboy hat. I like how that's the top, and then at the bottom it's just simple bold. So I think I'm actually going to start with this. Now, right from the get-go, I'm going to delete what I don't need. I don't really like these lines. I'm going to leave the cherries there just for now. I'm not going to use the cherries, but I just want to keep this format. And I think what I'm actually going to do, I have a better idea. I'm going to duplicate this. Reason being is I'm going to keep this as my inspo. So as I start making modifications over on the right here, I'm not losing my way with the format and style that I'm looking to achieve. I don't want to forget where I came from, so to speak. I'm going to delete these cherries. I think what I want to do is go to Kittl AI. I'm going to do an image generator. I want to see if I can generate some form of watercolor aesthetic cowboy hat. I've been noticing a huge trend in watercolor style graphics. I think that's something that we could bring in design style wise into this sign that I'm creating. Let me show you the ultimate hack. I'm going to bring up my trusty steed, ChatGPT. Beautiful. Okay, I am not the best at AI prompts. And what I have found that helps me to get a little bit better with my AI prompts is I have ChatGPT tell me what to say. I tell ChatGPT what I'm looking to achieve so that ChatGPT can tell me what to do to make it happen. What I'm going to say is I am looking to use AI to create a watercolor style cowboy hat that is going to be used on a welcome sign for a boy's baby shower with a Western theme. What type of prompt should I type in to get this desired results? Perfect. So we have some ideas. I personally like just the example prompt. Let's see what we get if we put this into Kittl. So I'm going to copy this prompt. Let's go ahead, generate an image. Okay. Actually, I don't hate that, and I like the little blue element. I feel like that's super cute. I don't want the background. I don't want these corners. I just simply want the graphic. We actually have some other suggestions over here. This is kind of cute. I don't like how it has the pink because I feel like that makes it feel a little bit more girly, but I like the cowboy boots with the hat. I think that is super cute. Let's see if there's maybe some other options. Yeah, these are a different style, not really what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna remove the background. I don't hate this, but I also just want to see a couple more options. So we'll leave that here and then let's generate again and see if we get something a little bit different. Ooh, okay, this is actually a really cute option too. Let's remove the background on that one. I think I'm leaning towards this one on the right because I like the blue buckle, but ooh, but this is a hard decision. I actually really like both of these. I think I'm going to do the one on the left. Let me know if you would have chosen the same one or if you would have done this one on the right. I think they're both really cute. I don't know. My heart's just with this one. So, all right, we're going to delete that and let's continue designing. All right, this is what we have coming together so far. I played around with a couple different fonts. These fonts that I'm using right now are some of my just like classic go-to fonts that I like to use in Kindle. This script font is called Halmera, and then this font that is just a simple sans serif font is called Gotham. I really like the way that this is coming together so far. I want to keep it simple. I have heard a quote around design. Basically, it is that a good design is achieved not when there is nothing left to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. This is where less is more. I think that the simplicity of what I have right now could work as is in my experience with what I've seen do well in other niches, other successful listings that I've had. Simple scales and fancy fails. I'm happy with how this looks. I do want to change the background though. I think it would be good for it to be blue. I'm actually going to use the color dropper tool here just so that it's the same kind of tone as the blue here. And I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. I don't want it to be so dark. I'm thinking something very, very slight, something like that. I think that that looks beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and keep designing so that I can really build out this new niche that I'm pursuing. When I am pursuing a new niche, I don't like to just be a one-hit wonder and a one and done. I like to ensure that I am really saturating that niche. Ideally, I like to have at least 25 unique designs in any niche that I'm pursuing, not because all 25 are gonna sell, but because if I have more, I'm going to be able to have a greater chance at determining what will see success and what will see sales in that chosen niche.
1 hour later.
Designs are finished. It's a bit later in the day. Designing, sometimes I feel like I'm quick with it. Other times it just takes me a lot longer. I just go with what feels natural. I don't try to push it. I find when I'm really stressing about how long a design is taking me, it honestly just never ends up turning out to be a good design. So if the creative energy just isn't there, I don't force it. But I ended up creating 5 total designs, which I'm happy with. That is a good little chunk built into the niche that I'm pursuing. And I want to show you a little bit of an example of what a listing template looks like for me. I actually have 2 different versions that I want to show you. I usually like to have 5 different things that I include in all of my listing images. I actually have a video that I break this down in that you can click up above, or I'll have it in the description box as well for you to check out after this. But first thing that I want to do is show the product. So I like to do that through mockups. For my signage, I do have to use PSD photos and files. These are smart object mockups. And I have quite a few. You have to use a software like Photoshop or Photopea. Smart mockups are great if you're doing a unique shaped product type like a sign, a mug, a phone case. And then I also have some informational listing images. Here are the different size options. I always think it's good to include size info. I have a little note just that all of our signs are customizable. And then what I think is the cutest little message to include at the end is just a little quality promise, just letting them know women owned, small business. And this is truly how simple I like to keep my listing images, just giving the information that a customer needs to know in order to feel confident with their purchase. Now, I also want to show what this would look like for something like apparel, just to show how it can translate. So here's another example. I'm going to actually zoom out here. So here's all of the listing images. Again, you can see I don't really include a ton. I don't necessarily always have all 10 listing images. And this second one is actually a listing video. I have mock-ups showing the product. This is actually a template that I did for the members in my community, the POD Connection. I create design templates in that community every single month. So this is an example of one of the design templates. This is a listing video. And then here we have another mock-up image, size chart, another mock-up image, color chart, very simple. This is such a beginner-friendly way to do it, where you're just taking swatches of the colors that you're offering. So you don't necessarily need to have a mock-up of each. I think that this looks so clean, professional, and cute. And then I have a little bit of some product highlights mentioned here, another mock-up with a little bit of social proof as an example. Having this is truly the cheat code to maximizing your listing efficiency. So when I'm done creating designs, I am simply just plug and play. I'm putting the design into these templates and then immediately creating the product with my print provider, uploading it over to Etsy, and just finalizing the listing, adding these images in. That has saved me so much time. You do not need fresh, brand new images for every single listing. Keep it clean, keep it concise, and having a template, highly recommend. For the rest of my day, I am just going to be focusing on this. I'm going to add in all of my designs to my listing images here, upload them, finalize the listing, as I mentioned, and that will be my listing day, and that is my listing workflow. I am curious though, what does your listing workflow look like? Do you follow a similar process? Do you like batching a lot of your tasks? I very much like this A to Z process where I am seeing the results at the end, in the sense of I don't like to finish designs and not list them the same day. I like to very much go through and only create enough designs that I have time to finish the listing. I just find my brain likes that. But I know so many people who also like to batch their tasks, where maybe one day a week they're creating designs, the next day they're creating their listing images, and then maybe by the end of the week they sit down and they upload all of them to their shop. Let me know how you go about it. I'm just incredibly curious to know if there's more people that like to batch or if there's more people that like to see the process from A to Z like myself. Overall, the end result of today, what it's going to look like as I finish up these listings, is 5 brand new designs, 5 brand new listings in a brand new niche in one of my print on demand shops. Quality over quantity always. All of these different hacks and ways of just putting out a bucket load of listings, that really isn't the best way, in my opinion, to see results. You can't simply get sales sheerly by listing in high amounts. Your listings need proven demand and data-driven decisions behind them to ultimately set yourself up for success and sales. I personally love designing in Kittl, and I know so many of you do as well, but if you haven't been introduced to Kittl yet and you want to give it a try, I have a link in the description box below, as well as a discount code, Taylor PODYT, that is going to save you a little bit of money when you sign up with Kittl. If you enjoyed this little behind the scenes vlog of my listing day and my process, let me know in the comments down below. If there's more details that you want me to expand on and cover in a future video, let me know as well. As always, I hope you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.